Are you tired of paying for leads or switching brokerages or doing all the things in order to get these so-called leads? Well, the truth is that all the leads are generated from some sort of paid ad source and usually involve someone clicking on something and, being taken down a rabbit hole. So by the time you get them, they're extremely hard to convert. It is extremely time consuming, and truly it's not the best use of your time. So we're going to talk about 3 ways that I've organically built my business that I want to share with you that if you implement this year right away, you can have an absolutely amazing year. So stay tuned. What's up, guys? Jeremy Kane, the Real Estate Agent Playbook. Super excited for this coming year. We're going to totally revamp the content calendar. We will have one collaboration every single week that'll be available both on YouTube and the podcast. And then I will have one video, the talking head style video that we've been doing that will be related to that collaboration as we discuss all things growing your business organically, scaling your business, and getting your time freedom back as this industry absolutely takes so much of that. But first, we need to absolutely crush it and help you have your best year, your best week, your best month you can have. So if you're interested in that and you're new to the channel, please subscribe below, share the podcast with your favorite realtor, but it's all about helping you get a win today in the game of real estate. So let's roll. Okay, so first and foremost, we must leverage our social proof, and this must start with people who know, like, and trust you. Certainly, if you're a new agent, it's people within your sphere, people, teachers, and people that have trusted you. Even go around meeting industry partners, allowing them to provide testimonials and things for you about your character and how you operate. The truth is, most people care that they can have their trust in you. They know exactly that they're going to be taken care of over selling 400, 500 homes like some of us have done. And so when we start this as a new agent, the social proof is extremely important, right? Going through the trials and tribulations of class. What are you doing to jump headfirst into this industry? This is something that you need to capture. You need to talk to people. It's best if it's coming from a third party. So you meet with a lender, talk story, talk about what's going on, and then you say, hey, would you mind, doing a testimonial for me on my business page, just trying to get it going. Character references carry a ton of weight, and we overlook them because we're so scared for people to find out that we're new to the industry. If you're a seasoned agent, this is a little bit easier, not as hard of a task. Industry partners that you've had, you should be getting 3, 4, 5 testimonials from people every single transaction, right? And obviously, if it's the same inspector and the same lender and so on, which we typically get into those, cycles, that's fine. But everybody that comes into the transaction, ask them to do a quick testimonial for you. It's not going to hurt. It's going to build social proof. There will be professional social proof. There will be, citizen social proof and client social proof. And this is how you build an entire platform based on what people are searching. So Zillow reviews, Google reviews, wherever you are finding your clients are searching for you, that's where I would certainly send those reviews. And it's just a quick ask, right? Understand how much income you are generating by those referrals that you're sending out within a transaction. Ask those people. Make sure you're taking great care of your clients and provide that social proof to the next client. People are going to be Googling you. People even that are getting a referral from their brother or sister, they Google me and they see the reviews and they absolutely, have that next level of trust, right? And so if you can find and provide that social proof to your new clients, that's the key. But the secret is past clients or past conversations or past relationships is where you build this up. And don't feel like, you can't do it. If it's somebody that's maybe renting that you're helping out through the conversation, you don't have to ask for a testimonial only at the end of a transaction. Anytime you have an interaction when you're first starting out, especially with those professionals in the industry, ask them to provide a testimonial for your character. Please don't ask them to lie saying they bought 14 houses from you or anything like that, but just a character reference if that's all that it is, right? Or what's their experience been like so far or whatever. It doesn't have to be, this person's never sold a house, but they're amazing. It's just this person sat down with me, had a conversation, showed, that they care, they're extremely knowledgeable, and when I'm ready to buy a house, I will certainly use Jeremy or whoever it is. Very simple stuff that you can do. Now, people always ask me what platforms to collect these on. It's pretty simple. It's the ones that people are going to, the ones that you're utilizing. I utilize my Facebook page. I utilize my Google business page. Whatever you kind of utilize, that's great. Keep in mind what the consumer might be searching. Google's pretty fair place to start. If you ask me, the Google My Business setup is a little bit, cumbersome. Get through it, continue trying, continue pushing, because once you have that profile set up, it's an absolute game changer. And then next, utilize those social areas to demonstrate your knowledge of the industry, right? First-time homebuyer tips, all of these things. Granted, that gets a little bit boring. I know people that just every time they're out doing a real estate task, they just take a quick video, a quick scan, saying, this is what I'm doing today. Showing people that you're working, reminding them that you're in the industry. Social media is the new snail mail, right? So if you're staying top of mind and you're popping up in the feed doing something that's not just the same thing every single day, they will start to correlate that. Then they'll kind of see your journey, they'll follow your journey, they'll see your success, and they'll be completely locked in. And when the time comes, or when somebody says, hey, do you know a real estate agent? You will be top of mind, and they will absolutely reciprocate for you providing all of that value, the educational content and the social content that you're putting out. And the bottom line is, the more people see the social proof, the more they'll immediately trust you. I'm a huge proponent of video, as you know. This helps me a ton in my production business because they see my knowledge, they see my face, they feel like I'm talking to them through this camera, just like you feel like right now. And this really helps solidify the relationship. If video's not your thing, at least the educational value, creating valuable, shareable content is absolutely huge, because they will start to build trust for you, maybe even before they reach out. Super important. Next, I would say consistency is key. Find your niche. Right? When I started doing video in 2020, after 7 years in the industry, it was super uncomfortable. But I started Why Invest Wednesday. I go live every single Wednesday, talk about something within the market. I was extremely knowledgeable about the market because I utilized my industry partners to learn exactly why the market wasn't crashing, why we were on this continued uptick. Then education, providing education. What had I done? Well, I bought a house when I was 19, and I started with Why Invest Wednesday. That's why it's called that, because I was going to help people do what I did. Why did I invest in a home at 19, and what did it mean for me as I was 35, 40 years old is absolutely powerful, because I've been there. However, some people don't have that story. They don't have the luxury of buying their first house when they were 19, but you can absolutely find a place or a time where you are, even if you're renting. Right? This is, why renting doesn't work. This is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. This is my plan. Who wants to come along for the journey with me? Who wants to, make sure that they're in a home in 2 years? Like, why not build that? Talk about your journey. Be honest and upfront. Because just because you're renting a house doesn't mean you don't know how to represent someone that is ready to buy a house. But there's a lot of people just like you that you can help push forward. We are most, qualified to help the person we were 3 years ago. So if you're thinking about it as a renter, you're most qualified to help the person that you were 3 years ago. If you build that strategy out and you build all that content, people start to buy in and follow along in the journey, and then 2 years you buy a house, well, then you're able to help yourself 2 years ago right then get to where you have gotten to. And so that's super important to kind of do that, but it's important to be consistent, right? It's not just, I see realtors do this a lot. Their confidence level is low, so they're like, oh, I want to focus on first-time home buyers. But then, year in, year out, maybe they get a couple sales under their belt. They're like, I don't want to help first-time home buyers anymore. I don't think that's the right strategy. In fact, my favorite after 500 deals in is helping those first-time home buyers go through the process. Why is that? Because first-time home buyers become first-time home sellers and second-time home buyers, where you get two commission checks right there. So whatever you do, just be consistent, right? And continue to, advance and continue to help. But don't forget where you came from, because that content strategy will be a lucrative referral building lead generation machine as you go if you stay consistent. Consistency is the key. Start with, things that you understand, places where you're at, and just build on it, right? If you're consistent here, you can add another platform, you can add another lead generation system, but above all else, be consistent. If you're going to post, a market update every month, do it every month on the same day. If you're going to go live every week, do it on, the same day every single week. Develop consistency so your audience starts to understand where you're going to be. And, now they're like, oh, it's Wednesday, Jeremy's going to have his video out today. And they start to look for it, right? And they watch it and they engage and they do all the things. So, but above all else, start somewhere. It doesn't have to be a full-blown marketing plan, but just start somewhere, be consistent, and give it a chance to bear fruit instead of so many agents. They're like, okay, I want to start with new home tours. You do 3 new home tours on YouTube, you don't get any traction, and you're like, it's out the window. Well, that 4th home tour might have been the one that goes viral. You never know. So be consistent. Stick to the process, build the process out in a way that is, meaningful to you so that you're part of the story, right? You're part of it, and you can help people do exactly what you were, what you did along the process, and have that documented, and then you can rinse and repeat. How amazing is that? If you get to that point, you'd be like, hey, I was here. And they're like, oh, no, you weren't. You have 4 houses. You'd be like, no, I was. Right? Because I don't have content, because I wasn't even going to be in real estate. YouTube wasn't a thing when I was 19. Well, maybe it was, I don't know. But I don't have that, social proof. So you watching this video, take us along on your journey. Tell us your story and be upfront and honest about it. And that's the best way, because authenticity is the number one way people are going to connect with you. So build a plan, start somewhere, be consistent, be relentlessly consistent. And then once you feel like you're gaining momentum there, maybe you can add another thing, but continue to be consistent on the first thing. What will consistency do? Your audience will see you as the go-to expert in all things, and they will constantly, continue to ask you questions and engage, and you can reach out to them and you can engage back, and you can start DMs and start asking them questions and see how you can be of assistance to them and all the things. And that's where it explodes. I recently was able to go to the Rose Bowl, and my dad unfortunately got sick and couldn't make it. But the last piece of this is absolutely huge. You must network intentionally. When I was at the Rose Bowl, I was in Burbank, California on New Year's Eve by myself. I had my Scarlet and Gray because I'm a huge Buckeyes fan. And I was able to, go to a bar, go to dinner, hang out. I did see a couple of my real estate friends. Shout out to Shane Carvalho. If you're in the Bay Area in San Francisco, please, reach out to me. I would love to, connect you with Shane. He's an amazing agent out there. But I met with some people that I knew, Shane, so on. We had lunch. He had dinner planned, so he went. So I was in Burbank, California, all by myself, right? I put on my Buckeyes stuff. I tried to find as many Buckeyes fans as I could. But in the process, just within the process, I probably met 30 or 40 people individually. But within that, I met a developer who's right here in Lakewood who has, development projects going on and houses to sell. And then later that night, I was at the hotel bar, and I met this football coach from Pennsylvania. Well, his cousin happened to be the chief organizing officer, the financial officer for the Rose Bowl, someone that was involved in planning and fundraising and, the financial side of the Rose Bowl game itself. I was able to meet that gentleman while I was out there. Right? And I tell people this story, and they're like, of course you did, Jeremy. You just network your way through every, awkward situation, great situation. And networking as an agent is huge, right? Because if you can connect people to people, I spend the majority of my day connecting people who aren't even involved in a real estate transaction to other people who need something other than real estate, right? I do this because I'm in conversations, I'm talking to people, I'm networking, but then right when they say that they need something that I know, I have a resource for, if I can make that connection to them right away on the spot, not only does the person that I'm referring take notice and start to think, okay, Jeremy, real estate, when I hear the word real estate, I'm just going to make a connection to Jeremy, right? But the person that is in need of the help, I'm connecting them to someone that can help them out, and they absolutely take heed of that, and they notice that, and when they need real estate, they're going to come to me, or when they need something surrounding real estate, they're coming to me. But also everybody that they talk to and that they network along their journey, they're also going to be like, oh, you need real estate? Well, Jeremy connected me to someone that, placed my dad in a old folks home and really helped us with the financial side, because right when I said that, he connected me to Carrie, and she absolutely crushed it. Right? So networking is an art, but intentionally networking, helping other people find connections to a resource, in turn helping that resource build their business, is an unreplaceable skill that you need to have as an agent that makes it 100% more fulfilling. Right? If I have people that are like, Jeremy, Carrie saved me so much time and energy and all this, like, that's fulfilling to me. I'm actually helping people. The reason that we get in this business is to help people, not to help people buy and sell homes or help people build wealth. I want to help people any way I can, because I know in the giver's gain, that's coming back to me. And so that's a strategy, and networking is absolutely the key. So I tell new agents, meet as many industry and community partners as you can, and go out there and make as many connections as you possibly can. If you get the chance to make a connection between a B and C out here and your A, make that B and C connection all day, and it'll absolutely come back to your business. So as you connect, all it does is expand your reach. All it does is, give people opportunities. If you're consistent on the social media, they say, hey, check out Jeremy's content, or, maybe you're even making the connections on social media. This just helps you build a brand that everybody wants to talk about and everybody wants to refer to. And as you know, as an agent who works almost 100% by referrals from agents, from colleagues, from friends, from people I've known since high school, parents, all the things, this is the key, is networking and being a resource to others. So there you have it, a pretty simple strategy. You do have to get out and have conversations. Even if you're an introvert, you can have one-to-one conversations. You don't need to have, group conversations. And if, being in LA on New Year's Eve is completely scary to you, you don't have to go to those, extremes, but connecting people is the key. Right? So start with leveraging your social proof, get those, testimonials, get that, feedback, provide that education, be relentlessly consistent in all that you do, in your conversations and all that you say. If you say you're going to do something, please do it, and then network intentionally and make those connections on the periphery, because those connections will absolutely provide you 2 different points of contact to their entire sphere of influence. So this is something that's absolutely key. If you would like to talk about it, you have a realtor game plan, call below. I will be relaunching my course here come the end of February, and I can't wait to share that with you. If you're interested in chatting more, please comment below, reach out on IG, the RE Agent Playbook. I'm always here to help and would love to help you get a win today in the game of real estate. Share the podcast, like the YouTube video, and we'll see you next time.